What's going on, guys? It's Adam P, and welcome back to more Newcastle United transfer news. You can see we're here in the flesh today. We are at Newcastle United's training ground. We're going to see what is happening at this football club. Today is a massive day, in my opinion, for Eddie Howe. This is the day he will get the one-on-one time he's always wanted with Alexander Isak. The manager, of course, behind the scenes on the Asia tour, doesn't know what's going on back home. You just know what's happening to Isak. This is a player that wants out. Eddie Howe doesn't know much about it because people back home are dealing with it. I don't even know who these people are. But today is the chance for the manager to be able to get this together, to sort it out, and to get his team united. Now, Eddie Howe has attempted a tactic today I haven't seen from him before. He's allowed players' families and friends to come into the training ground today after the session. Everyone's in there having their ice cream, their ice lollies, drinks, just enjoying themselves. Isak is excluded from that. Eddie Howe has the player coming in after the first team goes home. No training, no individual training while the team is there. Team goes home, Isak comes in separately. That's the plan from Howe. Show of intent, show of authority. Will it work? Can Eddie Howe get Isak back on side? Questions we're going to try and answer in this video today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. You enjoy the content. Plenty of interviews. We're going to see Isak today, so make sure. Appreciate your support as always. Let me know your opinions down below. Let's get going. So this is how the queue is looking today at the training ground. So we get past there. So the players are starting to leave now. They've just had their party with their family. There's ice cream inside. They had the full lot in there. So they've certainly been spoiled today. Of course, you can imagine what a lot of our supporters are going to be waiting for. We've got a lot of media at the bottom as well. Sky Sports, ITV, and we've got freelance photographers down there. So there's clearly people waiting to see the arrival of Alexander Isak as he head down. For a first day back at the training ground, not too bad in terms of the crowds. Still a lot of people and still not enough properly to allow players to stop. Of course, they're going to drive straight out today. But yeah, a lot of eager fans wanting answers. I think everyone, of course, back home wants answers as well. What is going to happen to Isak and what is his response going to be today after having the meeting with Eddie Howe? So a real change and opportunity potentially for the club. Really need to be able to sort this out. We haven't been able to do it at all throughout this entirety of the summer.
Hi, my name is Charlie.
Charlie, what Newcastle player you want to meet today?
Alanga.
Langa?
I've already met Ramsdale, but I would say Ramsdale, but Alanga.
You want to see a new signings, basically. Isak is meant to be here later on today, and of course, I can be asking around today for all Newcastle fans. What do you think about all these Isak stuff?
I don't really mind. Like, it's up to him what he wants to do because it's his career. But like the way that he's going for greed, just annoying.
You think it's the way he's kind of run about it?
Yeah, and like he's just like treating him well, and we're trying to like people want it to stay. We're just mad at him for how he's doing it.
Right. Hello, my name's Liam, and I think that Isak will stay because if the fact that we can't get Benjamin Sesko, I feel like Eddie Howe will try and keep him, and he won't be able to leave. So even though he wants to go to Liverpool, he won't be able to. So.
Now, I'll ask you, in your personal opinion, of course, you think he stays. Do you want him to stay? I think there's a difference in the question. Of course, you know, Isak behind the scenes has been a bit devious trying to get this move. Are you happy with us sorting something out, keeping him? What would you want?
I think if we were to keep him, the next couple of seasons, will he leave? So I think if we sell him now, then it's a bit of a shame, but I think we might be able to keep him. And if he stays, that'll be good. Win the Premier League, maybe.
Win the Premier League, that's a big claim.
It's a couple of seasons.
I think my problem is I only think he stays 12 months if he does stay, but in those 12 months, I think what you can do in those months, you could potentially do something.
Fozza Hazard, and this is Josh.
Fozza Hazard, you called?
Fozza Hazard.
Oh, sorry, I got your nickname wrong there. I mean, I would have asked you what player you're excited to see today, but I'm willing to bet I can probably guess which one that is.
It's a pretty good guess. I'm really excited for Harrison Ashby. That's all. I love Fabian Shaw.
Of course you do. I'm assuming you like the Brazilian lads.
No, I actually love Harrison Ashby, but he's already gone.
This isn't going to be good.
Isak! Oh, you want to get out of the club? Away, do it for the bench, Isak! Give it away! Away, please, do a minute. No, Isak!
I hold it is up there.
I told you Isak would come. What did I say?
Jordan Cronin, journalist at Newcastle World and YouTuber for Geordie Journals.
We've just seen Isak go inside the training ground. Of course, arrived at around 4 p.m. Got inside there, went past the fans, and just the initial reaction, I guess, from being able to see the player coming in there. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, so Newcastle World broke the story that Alexander Isak didn't train with his teammates. Obviously, the last couple of days since returning from Real Sociedad, he'd been training in the morning individually on Monday and Tuesday. That wasn't the case this morning. He's now arrived late in the afternoon. We don't know what that's for. Could be many things. Obviously, a lot of speculation around his future. Reports of obviously a thigh injury, so we'll have to wait and see. But as we know now, Alexander Isak is in the building and is still a Newcastle United player. So maybe we shouldn't be surprised. Player doing his job. But obviously, things over the last couple of weeks, speculation, etc. It's interesting to see him back at Newcastle United's training ground.
And of course, you would have seen it earlier today. Sesko looks like he's going to go to Manchester United now. I feel like, in my personal opinion, he really was the player that was going to be the Isak replacement, you could say. With Sesko being off now, we're talking weeks to go before the transfer window closes. Do you think there's a way back?
For Alexander Isak?
Yes.
I think there might have to be. I don't think fans are not like it. I think obviously bridges may have been burned for many supporters, given the way Alexander Isak has conducted himself over the last couple of weeks. Because let's be honest, when he went to Real Sociedad last week, Eddie Howe admitted himself that he only found out for the media. So that tells you that Alexander Isak wasn't supposed to be there. If he was, Eddie Howe wasn't informed. So there's a lot of anger among supporters, but ultimately, if Newcastle can't find a replacement, Alexander Isak will have to stay. And then if he starts scoring goals again, maybe supporters will learn to love him. But of course, it's a very, very tricky situation. There's still 4 weeks left of the transfer window. But if I had to make a prediction now, Benjamin Sesko deal looks like he's going to Manchester United. I think Alexander Isak at this moment in time, again, it can change. I think it's more like to stay at Newcastle United than not.
And finally, just on a personal note from you and of course the Geordie Journals YouTube channel, been active for a couple of years now. So for anyone watching this video who hasn't watched your channel before, just can you explain what it's all about?
Yeah. So Geordie Journals, check that out on YouTube, please. Myself, of Newcastle World, Liam Kennedy of Newcastle World, and Dominic Skur, the Shields Gazette. We're all journalists, all follow Newcastle United up and down the country. So we started the YouTube channel probably about 2 years ago now. Follow Newcastle United home and away. Always try and give our takes, reacting to things, breaking exclusives. So please do check out the channel if you can.
There we have it. That was Alexander Isak inside Newcastle United's training ground. My opinion, you've just seen the players come out. All the players are now out. Only Eddie Howe is inside there with the player. I reckon it's the talk today. I think it's the Eddie Howe Isak one-on-one conversation. It is his chance to get the player back on side and his chance to regain control of the situation, because he has lost that control while being out in the Asia tour. The player's clearly gained some confidence with not being there with the manager. He's clearly then began to do his own thing with the agent. Eddie Howe wasn't aware he was in Spain, as Jordan Cronin said before. Of course, Newcastle weren't aware of Isak's whereabouts, and today came to the training ground after the players went home. Tactical choice from Eddie Howe to keep the player away from the rest of the squad. Even had the families in there, the ice cream, everyone's having the ice lollies, everyone's having a few drinks and enjoying themselves. And Eddie Howe's purposely done that to get the squad morale together while dealing with, I guess you could say, the bad egg of the bunch. Isak's in there now, and while he wants out, I don't think Newcastle can let him out. I stand by it. I think Newcastle are in more trouble if Isak goes this summer. If I was to give you a solution now, my personal opinion on what we can do to try and get this player back on side, new contract, of course, get the wages sorted out, get the player as close as the club possibly can to what he wants. I don't want us to just throw money at the player, but ultimately put a release clause in there. I think if you can get a release clause in there, £120 million next summer, Isak knows someone will activate that. He knows Liverpool will activate or if not, try and negotiate below that region. Again, I would love Newcastle to get that record break and transfer fee for him, but ultimately, if you can keep him for one more season, I think he's worth the price drop. Whether you're losing the price drop, I think he'd be worth it if you can get good performances out of him, because we tried to get Sesko, didn't get him, and after Sesko's gone, who do you get? I just don't think there's a player out there that Newcastle can get that is good enough to be able to allow Isak to leave. And that's my honest opinion. Liverpool fans may watch this now, you may think I'm being biased, may think I'm being negative. I'm not. I'm telling you my honest opinion. I don't think Newcastle can survive this season without Isak. I think the loss is too great. There's not enough time to sort this out, and that's his fault, because he could have done this at the start of the window. He could have sorted this out at the start of the window, and Newcastle would have been able to recover from the sale. We can't recover from the sale now. Doesn't matter what Liverpool thought is. If it's even that £150 million mark, what's the point of the £150 million when the window is going to be closed by the time you get that? We had to spend that money, and we can't do it because nobody wants to join us this summer. So that's the problem Newcastle have. I think our best interest now, as much as I don't want to say, keep him. I think you've got to figure out a way to keep him for one more season. And then next summer, let him have that dream move to Liverpool. Because we need him, yeah. We need to sort this out. We need to do it. And I'm hoping Eddie Howe, if there's one man inside that training ground that can sort this out, Howe is the guy you would bank on. He's got the chance. He's got his dream opportunity of being able to sort something out with the player. Can he do it? I have no idea. But that was his entrance at the training ground. I don't know if you know him, he has his hood up, but Clyde doesn't want to be spotted by the journalists and the photographers that were here. It's active, tricky. He wants out, but we can't let him out. So what do we do? That's the question. But thank you guys for watching. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one.